I've been running Binance Futures Bot for 5 days straight. And in this video, I will actually show you how much it has made me in fully passive income. And yes, Binance does have a trading bot, although not that many people know about it. But trading bots in general, they are not a new idea, right? They haven't been around as long as trading stocks from your computer has. But now with crypto, which has much lower regulation than stocks, bots are much more commonplace. And some popular bots in crypto that you probably have heard about are Pionex, KuCoin, and then there are some other paid bots as well, which I'm not going to mention. But most bots essentially use something called grid trading strategy. And in essence, it's actually a pretty simple strategy. You basically open dozens of buy and sell orders just below and just above the price chart. And when the price drops to your buy price, and then goes up to your sell price, you make a small profit. But the problem with that is that you have to manually adjust like 50 different positions to kind of always keep the price in range. And that's where Binance Trading Bot comes into play. It basically does it all for you, and while it's not risk-free, you would actually be surprised how consistently it can make you money when you just take out the human emotion portion of it. And while I'm touching upon the risks, one risk is that if price of your asset goes up drastically, the bot won't be able to execute the sell orders, and basically you would make more money by just holding the token. But if the price of the asset that your bot is trading drops drastically, you actually run the risk of losing your initial investment, and if you're using leverage, you can get liquidated if the price moves drastically in either direction. So about 4 days ago, I decided that I would actually try running a trading bot for myself as well, because I've seen how much money they have made for other people. And I decided that, the barrier of entry is really low, you just throw some money in there and let it run. And previously, I kind of tried to trade futures with crazy high leverage, and I lost like $300 in a couple of hours, and it did honestly feel like gambling. So when I lost that money in futures trading, I decided that for experiment and for content for YouTube, I would throw $100 in futures trading robot. And while I didn't set my expectations that high, I was disappointed to see that after first 2 days, the bot was not profitable. But take a look at it now. Guys, before I actually show you the results of my Binance trading bots, I want to take a quick moment to thank the sponsor of this video, which is me. I have actually launched my own crypto project called EstateFi, and we're actually doing something revolutionary. I don't know if we're going to succeed or not, but the whole idea of our project is that we gather a treasury from buy and sell taxes, we then use the treasury to buy real estate in exotic locations, rent out the real estate to tourists for a healthy profit. We then use this profit to buy back and burn tokens when the market conditions are bearish. But when the market conditions are bullish, we will actually use the profits generated from Airbnb to just airdrop it back to holders. The project is just a couple of days old, the market cap is like funny small, but I would be happy if you join the community and maybe threw like $10 in the project. Remember, everything in crypto is risky, so don't invest more than you're willing to lose. Okay, so basically 2 of my bots have been running for 4 days and 10 hours, so it's not a whole week, but I wanted to get this video out sooner because I'm so excited about this whole idea. But basically, about 4 days ago, I set up 2 trading bots on futures trading with 20x leverage. And if you don't know what leverage is, in this case, since I have my leverage set to 20, that just means that, for example, if Ethereum price moves like 1% each direction, my profit would actually be 20% because of the leverage. But anyways, I set one bot up for Ethereum trading and another bot up for AVAX trading. And actually, there's a couple of key things that I have learned during this process that I would like to share with you guys. First is that ideal conditions for these trading bots are if chart is moving sideways, like it has here for Ethereum. It has been moving sideways for the most part with a small drop here, but it's almost kind of ideal conditions to run a bot. And then the other bot for AVAX is kind of the same scenario. There is ups and downs, but mostly it's just moving sideways, and that's ideal for these trading bots. And I'm gonna show you why in a second, but anyways, let's go over the profits quickly. So while the dollar amounts might not look that impressive, look at the percentage. In 4 days, the Ethereum bot has made 80% gains or $9 from the initial margin, which was $50 for this bot, but AVAX bot has made almost 40% in 4 days, and that is almost $20, but the percentage yield is just insane. Now, how these bots work, I kind of mentioned before, they are using a grid trading strategy, but how does it actually look on the charts? Well, let me show you. Let's click here, select open orders, and here it is. These are all the orders that the bot has opened and closed. As you can see, there are quite a few of them, and managing them manually would be a nightmare, especially for someone like me who is not that experienced with trading and charts. So this is ideal. I just set up the bot, let it run, and collect my cash basically. So now, as you can see, the chart actually went over these two buy orders, so basically bought small amount of AVAX 2 times here and here. Next, what it's going to do is actually, once the chart reaches this level right here, it will start selling, and when the chart reaches this level, it will sell again, taking small amounts of profit. So let's take a look how it looks on paper. As you can see, we have a complete orders tab right here, and these are all the orders that have been successfully and profitably filled. As you can see, the dollar amount for each of these orders is pretty small, but as you can see, there were 11 successful trades today, and if I were to increase my budget to, like, let's say, instead of $50, I would put in like $500. Each of these trades would make me $40. 40 times 11, and that's a healthy profit right there, right? Of course, it's not guaranteed, but it's always fun to fantasize about that. Anyways, the annual yield, if this bot were to run for a year, is 3000%, which is kind of crazy because, as I mentioned before, it's fully passive and you don't have to touch it at all. So essentially, from about $100 investment over a period of 4 days and 10 hours, I have made 30%. One of the bots made almost 40% gains, and the other Ethereum one, which I consider to be safer, it made 18% gains. Now I'm going to show you guys how you can set it up for yourself as well. Let's go to homepage of Binance. Once you're there, just go to trade, strategy trading, open that up, and you will land on the spot grid. And you can start with this. It is much safer to go without leverage, but initially I wanted to go the riskier route to see these bigger gains, so I went with futures grid. Open that up, and if you're a smart trader and you know a thing or two about trading and grid trading specifically, you can actually manually set up a bunch of settings here and let it trade with your own settings. But what I did, since I don't think that I'm actually smarter than Binance analytics and analysis of dedicated Binance bots, I of course set it to auto mode, and it then basically chooses the parameters and automatically generates kind of the strategy for you, so you don't have to try to figure out all the numbers to put in here in the manual windows. But anyways, what I did for these two bots that I have running, set it to neutral right here, cross margin, 20x leverage, I think that's the highest. Always be careful with the leverage. Maybe if you're starting out and watching this video, start with no leverage, see how you go, and if it's successful, then you can always increase the leverage. Anyways, let's set the initial margin to 50. That's what I did with my two bots. And don't be afraid when you see total investment here at $1,000. That is basically what you're borrowing from Binance, but you won't have to pay this back, because if your trades reach a certain threshold, you will actually get liquidated, and you will only lose your initial investment. You won't have to pay anyone $1,000. Anyways, when you have set up your leverage and your initial margin, you then can create your bot. But that's basically it. That's basically how you create it. I've been watching it every day like a hawk. And yeah, it's really fun just logging into Binance like every 4 hours and seeing that your profit is slowly but steadily increasing. Okay guys, that about wraps up the video. Please check out my own project, Estate Fi. I will leave all the links down in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more content like this. I will be making more videos on future bot trading, so if you're interested in that, subscribe.